All right. Think I'm good. Guys, we're back. Bet you didn't think you'd see this so soon. Honestly, I was surprised yesterday. I was not expecting that. I was really expecting to have to send a message today asking, "Hey, you never sent me any shipping information. Where the hell is my thing?" And good news, everyone. It's here. And I'm super excited. I'm super duper excited. Today is kind of more of a test, anyways. I might move around some stuff to give myself a more larger drawing slot. I've had a request for an evening drawing stream, so we might just switch Wednesdays around entirely. We'll see. But without with we do. Welcome to the stream, everyone. I'm your host, Isaac MCCanary. It's 10 o'clock. Halloween is done. I put Halloween back into the ground for me. So Halloween is never truly over for me and my friends. I put Halloween back in the ground for now, and because I just got this, I have a habit. I'm gonna call it a habit. I mean, I have a topic. I always have a topic. If I ever need to draw anything and I don't know what to draw, I always know what to draw. And the good news is I'll have something that'll help me. So today, due to the courtesy of a co-host, we will be drawing a dinosaur because actually, fairly recently, dear friend Aqua sent me a book, and it's a dinosaur book. So we're gonna just open it up and see if there's anything that catches my eye. I will probably do some kind of Maniraptor because I have a type. I just really like to draw raptors. I don't know why. Ooh, there's Albertosaurus. I really like this book because it's very much a period of time. As in, like, when it was made. It was like 90s dinosaur fever was a very specific thing. So all the art in this is super nostalgic and familiar to me and like really goddamn good. Like dinosaur paleo art at one point at like one time period in time was like incredible. Not to say that it isn't incredible now, but there was a lot of really good dinosaur art. There's a lot of really good dinosaur art coming out. A lot of artists that played an influence on me. Like, for example, there's a drawing in here. Let me see if it has. Ooh, why don't you have the credit in the caption? It's a super famous picture that I always liked of a velociraptor fighting a protoceratops, and I don't know who did it. I don't know who's done this one. You know what? Maybe that's what we do. I love that fossil. And I don't think I've ever drawn it. I don't think well, I might have drawn it a long time ago, actually. That was a long time ago when I was a dumb baby boy. We'll draw one of my favorite fossils of all time. Probably the fossil that I thought was the coolest until the same fossil was found, but bigger. Put it that way. We're gonna draw something. We're gonna draw something. I don't know what the actual fossil is called. It's just called the fighting dinosaurs. It feels very uncreative, but it is just called the fighting dinosaurs. It is just called the fighting dinosaurs, which is kind of silly to me. Here's what we're gonna do. 1600. This will be super nice. So everybody, welcome to my new drawing screen. Have it centered, positioned on the center of my desk, inside of a shelf. It's 22 inches. It's fucking huge. It's enormous to me. This is very big for a drawing tablet. And it feels so good to draw on. That's and it really does. It feels really nice to draw on. And I think what we start with Mr. Protoceratops first. This is the nice thing is I have like I've done a little bit of testing. I didn't, I kind of slowed myself down because I realized I should not have moved this where it is. Whenever I do my sort of morning drawings for the day, I really need to save those. For when I have it in its original spot, and the last thing I do is I move the thing to where it is. But I was so like, I need to know if this is going to even work that I had to put it here first. But in the future, I don't think I'm going to do that. It kind of slowed me down because it was in an awkward spot. I couldn't quite reach my mouse. It's just kind of weird. What I want to get is kind of the profile of Mr. Protoceratops. Awkward. Got a funny shaped head. I love Protoceratops. He's cool. I've always liked Protoceratops. I've also always liked, come on. Loved Jurassic Park. Of course I loved Velociraptor. Though, when I learned that the Velociraptor in Jurassic Park wasn't really Velociraptor, though I still like Velociraptor, it's silly to me that the main reason why the name Velociraptor was picked was because it sounded cooler than Deinonychus. Also, probably nobody could agree on how to pronounce Deinonychus. Probably everybody was like, Deinonychus is not word. Deinonychus isn't a word. Everybody did pulled me with alert and said Deinonychus isn't a word, and I'm sitting here like amateurs. And then Michael Crichton chose Velociraptor because it sounded cool. Though Velociraptor is a cool dinosaur. People are always like, it's not that big. It's like the size of a turkey, and I'm like, guys, have you seen how big turkeys are? Turkeys aren't small. Turkeys are not small. By dinosaur measurements, maybe they're small. Turkeys still aren't small. And it was only about as tall as a turkey. It was still as long as a full-grown man. It's like 5 or 6 feet long. So, that's a pretty big animal in my book. I'm really trying to be one of the things I kind of want to be better about for me is I really want to focus on shapes, I guess. I don't know. I really want to be much more shapey with my work and not so messy even with my sketches. Like I really want them to show exactly where I want certain things. I love the concept of this situation, but man, is it a pretty tough one to wrap your head around, I think. It's a very awkward position, too. So, what you have here is you have a Protoceratops biting the arm of a Velociraptor, whilst, and here's the tricky part, it is actually got its foot, the Velociraptor has its foot in the side of the Protoceratops. It's kind of an incredible find. Like, it's one of the most famous dinosaur fossils for a reason. Like, seeing it is kind of incredible. And I will say this will probably be one of the hardest pieces that I've ever done because of that. Since a lot of it is in very weird spots. Oh, that's the arm that's stuck in his jaw. And this arm is like actually hooked directly onto his face. Okay, that's interesting. I was not expecting that. Okay. Now, do I want this pose is the question. I might have to try a couple of different poses essentially. Is where I'm kind of at with this piece. Cuz it's already going to be very awkward no matter what I do. And one of the awkward things is where the hell does his head go? You acting? I think my cat ecked. He saw like a squirrel or something. He wants to kill. He always wants to kill. That boy, that boy is inconsolable. Here's the tough part. For me, anyways. Where the hell does his head go? So can go here. Something like that. Maybe something like that. Oh my god, this feels so nice to draw on. I'm gonna gush. I'm gonna gush a lot today, but it's just so nice. Ah, one of those moments where I'm like, why didn't I get one of these sooner? Well, to be fair, what I had did work really well. The laptop was good. I'm not gonna say that the laptop was bad. It's a shame that it died. It freaking died. It's not even dead. It still works. It's just in a weird state of limbo. My laptop is experiencing existential dread, which maybe is appropriate, given me. That for now. See, this is the hard part for me, is going to be. I've kind of like unintentionally, like in the sense of like, no pun intended, drawn the skeleton. And now I have to figure out where the actual thick bits go. I haven't programmed any macros yet. That might be something I'll try on my own time, I think. I don't have any shortcuts yet, but I definitely want to get some. Like, I definitely want to probably just bind things like undo, so that way I can just hit a button. Because right now I don't know if these do anything. A, B, oh. They do a couple things. Alt, base. Oh, and they're holdable too. Control save. Okay, that's my save button. Undo. Oh, there's an undo button. Zoom in, zoom out. Oh, there are already some good macro. That. I don't want to open that. Don't show the driver panel, damn it. Which monitor? I'm glad that didn't break anything. B. Control O. I don't know if Control O does anything. Oh, that's probably open. Control N. Control Z. That's save. That's Alt. That one's Control. Control Shift N doesn't do anything. A. And change brush size. Except you gotta push it one at a time, so it's not very good. It's good for stepping. It's good for stepping. It's the only one I might change if I can change it to a hold or something. I might have to program it. That's, yeah. Neat. It's very cool. Why am I over there? Oh, switch displays. Oh, what the fuck? That works that way? Huh. That is not what I expected. I'm glad I didn't break anything. I'm glad I didn't fucking... That's Control O. Now I'm on the middle one? Oh, that's disorienting. But it's neat that I can do that. I didn't know I could do that. That's kind of nice. That's actually kind of a nice feature. I did not expect that. Honestly, yeah, I'll probably end up using those macros at some point. They're good macros. God, it's like such a cool idea, but I'm like really having a hard time grasping exactly how I want to do this. It's such a good concept, like just for a um it's just such a cool fossil. I'm just gonna have to tool at it, I think, for a while. Just take my time. It's a difficult fossil. It's a difficult drawing. It's very awkward. It's got a lot of weird spacing and everything. It's not an easy subject. But it is probably my favorite fossil of all time. You blame me? Look at it. He wants to kill the boy. I hear him in the background. He's just like, he wants to murder. He wants to destroy something out there. Now, this is a habit I need to cut out. I'm very bad about. I'll like start drawing and then I'll try to press too hard. I need to stop doing that. I need to stay light when I'm light. I'm ready. Very much a buildy kind of person when it comes to my work. And this is just the sketch, so what I need to focus on is getting it put in and then figure out if I want to do a different style later. This is just the sketch for now. Yeah, this drawing tablet already very good. I'm enjoying it quite a bit already. Boy, it's so nice to be able to see what you're drawing while you're drawing it. Again, I don't want to sound vain here, so like I am super glad that my ancient decade-old Wacom tablet could come in for the rescue and save me on that last project. But boy, I only near the end there actually found a comfortable way to use it. For a while there, it was a real nightmare. It was a real nightmare to try to use that thing. Hurt my hand. Not comfortable to use. Here's the interesting thing. There. Like there. This is why I've kind of picked a pretty tough. I should have warmed up with something else instead of the maybe the single hardest thing I could ever have made myself draw, but sucks to suck, I guess. Time to get good, I guess. I mean, I think I'm starting to get at least a pattern down as far as like how I want to handle this. Always remember, be willing to change stuff. Dude, that does look. This freaking fossil is brutal, man. Like, I mean, it's why I like it. It's a cool freaking fossil. Can't tell me that they didn't see this, and all of the paleontologists collectively didn't just cream their pants. They're just like, what the fuck? It's such a cool fossil. The coolest. I love it. My favorite fossils of all time. I can think how feathers work. What's funny is feathers are one of those things that, whilst I accept that dinosaurs had them, I'm still not very proficient at drawing them. Wings are a little bit weird, right? And what's weird, what kind of sucks is we keep on drawing dinosaurs with flight wings, and I don't know if we should be. Yes, we should be? Yeah, I guess we should be. I need to do some research on that. I don't actually know if there's been any evidence of pseudo flight wings on dinosaurs because fun fact everyone, birds did exist in the Cretaceous. Like modern aves did exist by the end of the Cretaceous. So it's not that flight wings didn't exist during the dinosaurs and thus birds couldn't. No, it's just we're depicting things that are non-flighted with tiny useless but vestigial flighted wings, and I just frankly don't know if that's appropriate. I just don't know. Because that would imply that, again, the presence of a wing like that came before Velociraptor. I actually don't know. I actually don't know. I just straight up don't know. Stylistically, we're going to say it's there because it's cool, but I don't actually know if that's a thing. I need to do my research. Really, the hard part of this is this leg. That leg is going to be a pain in the butt. That leg is going to be a pain in the butt. Do I do something? I feel like I've gotten more into this recently. I've gotten a real better hand on how to like utilize this program's like things like graphite and stuff, so I might just stay with one medium. I might just stay with one medium on this one. We'll see. Especially when it comes to like doing textures and stuff. So we'll see. I might just stick to this. Might have to look up like a picture reference because one of the things that trips me up about feathers is I don't know how feathers interact with the fingers. I understand that the feathers are actually, they interact. I know they interact. I know they're like the hand of bird. The hand of bird does have the ability to like flex and move around the feathers like their fingers. Like I know that's a thing. Like they're connected to them, but I don't actually know how. Something I've never really understood. I don't know if they're like a sleeve. I've never really looked in. Yeah, I might leave this just as a graphite sketch. I think we'll just do a graphite sketch, and then if I want to do more with it, we'll see. But I think I'll just leave this as like a kind of tester graphite drawing. funny is, yeah, I want to do that. Look at me. God damn, I'm doing things I've never done before already with this. To start with something like that. This kind of weird cheek flap is something also that I've always added, but I've never known if there's like any evidence that this is a thing. Ah, feels so good. Oh, it feels so good. It really does, though. Goddamn. I'm really enjoying using this. And just based on how I'm using it, I feel like I'm getting in details already that I normally wouldn't, that I'm trying for. This a little bit longer. God, that's cool. Yeah, I want that kind of pose. Ooh, this is a cool yeah, 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 yeah. I got it, I got it. Just gotta work it. Just gotta work it sometimes, man. Gotta work it until it does what you want it to. Then you go, finally, that's the sauce. That's the sauce I was looking for. And like I said, I think I will switch around some time since my evening times I think are my larger time slots. So I don't this week, gonna be normal. Next week, I might do this in the evening now. I might do evening drawing streams on Wednesdays, since I have more time. The evening on Wednesdays. So I might do a day stream of drawing on Monday of either just trying and that Wednesday might eventually become my animation stream. We'll also see about that. But yeah, no, we'll just have to see. But I think that'll be the thing, or I do something completely psychotic, I'll admit, and be like, I could do a drawing stream on Tuesday evenings. No, I can't. No, I can't. I can't do that to myself. I am very tempted to, and I should not. That would be too much. That would be too much. I would die. I'm only working like 10 to 12 hours a day. That's probably fine. That's probably okay. I like how that eraser was interacting with it. Really like how that eraser is interacting with it. It's got kind of a wide face. Now, the weird thing, though, is... So I like ceratopsians, I do, and I actually like drawing them, except for... I always feel like ceratopsian skulls confuse the fuck out of me. Like, just fundamentally, they're weird shaped as fuck. Especially Proceratops, because he's got... Protoceratops got some weird shapiness to his damn head. God. I think I've got some good stuff going here, but boy, this is a tough subject, actually, that I picked. No, it'd be fine. It's just one of my favorite fossils of all time. I'd draw it. This is actually harder than the T-Rex one because the pose on it is so insane. It is. You really have to get in there on it. It's really tough. I mean, that one is really cool too, though. Do that, or you truncate it like there-ish, maybe? I think I just have to make a decision after a certain point. Like, frick it. It's there. Ruck it. It's there. I actually like to try to draw my ceratopsians with fuller heads because it seems weird that they'd have gaps like that. I'm trying not to do what I like to call, and what many call, shrink wrapping the dinosaur. Don't shrink wrap the dinosaur. That's not how bones work. Sure, it's still an educated guess, but it's at least a educated guess. I'm educating my guess on where the skin and the meat goes. And for me, like, I'm trying to think like how many parts. I mean, I guess it'd be like the assumption of like, wouldn't human hands have webs between them that somebody saw us as like a fish person? But I don't know. I'd assume that they do better science, but I've seen human science. It's not always very good. Oops. This is why I'm kind of like, um, I don't know what it is about this piece. I feel like I've switched back and forth a lot, and this piece in particular, both some artwork that I saw in that book has a lot of like graphite work in it. I really really like graphite work. So I'm feeling a little inspired to do something like texture-y, and this kind of stuff is good for that. Reach back on the menu, boys. There's the Protoceratops. I bet there were probably a lot more dinosaurs that were more omnivorous than they were. Because we always think of, I think we think of dinosaurs as like the plant eaters and the meat eaters, when I kind of went through a fundamental restructuring of my understanding of animals after working at a pet store, because I realized a lot of more animals eat a lot more things than just diet A or diet B. Actually, omnivores are quite common. In fact, there are some that almost arguably eat neither, but instead eat garbage exclusively. They don't eat the plants, they don't eat a living animal, they eat mushy organic material. And I was like, mushy organic material is both and neither at the same time. They eat the mud. As I like to say, I have an entire categorization of mud eating lizards now. So, caiman lizards, blue tongue skinks, I consider them mud eating lizards, because all they do is they eat all of the trashy, mushy organic material, and that's it. That's what they eat. It's very silly. It never, like, it makes sense. It makes sense both from a like, hey, if you gotta learn to eat something, eat the thing that literally almost nothing else will eat. That takes very little energy at all to find and eat. The literal garbage of the world. My respect to the actual garbage eating animals of the world, okay? They deserve it. Eh, eh. He's screaming. Just screaming with him. What do you want? What do you want? He wants to scream. He's like, but I want to scream. I'm like, I get you. You can scream. What? What's funny is he's like, I want to scream, and I'm like, then scream. And then he's like, but I'm upset, and I'm like, that's because you're screaming, bud. And he's like, but I want to scream, and I'm like, I know you want to scream. And he's like, but I'm upset. And I'm like, that's what happens when you scream, bud. Cats are confusing creatures sometimes. Ah, hi, hello there. Huh. Huh. Why? Oh, the pressure sensitivity is so nice. Oh, it's so nice. Should have gotten one of these sooner. I won't lie. I should have gotten one of these sooner. Cheap viewers. I don't want the cheap viewers. I don't want the cheap viewers. You think I am cheap? My viewers aren't cheap. My viewers aren't cheap. What we'll probably do, I'm probably gonna go to till 10 to 12:10. Then I gotta go. I gotta do some chores. Gotta go to work. That's right, everybody. I have a job now. Leon. He's losing his mind. He's losing his gourd. It's fine. This is the thing that I've gotten into recently is like just a lot more patterning and rendering and not overworking, actually. Been trying to be much more precise on my work. Trying to. I'm not perfect, but I am trying to be precise overall. And already I can tell that this new setup is going to help a lot with that actually. also like this process that I'm developing of switching between the more precise eraser and the messier graphite. I really like that a lot too. Looks nice. It makes for nice lines too. Oh man, the pressure sensitivity on this pen is maybe the best I've ever experienced. Now, to be fair, I feel like I wasn't using my bamboo to its fullest extent, my bamboo pen that I was using on the laptop. I think I could have gotten that fidelity out of it, but this is maybe the best pressure sensitivity I've experienced in a drawing tablet. Sorry, Wacom, you've been replaced. No hard feelings, actually. Wacom, you... See, this is my thing, is I have no hard feelings against Wacom. A lot of people say they're overpriced, and I'm like, price is price, money is money, whatever. Um, like, yeah. But I will say this is what I'm going to be using for a long time. I'm very satisfied with this, so... I keep on hearing that the price of Wacom has, like, gone through the roof compared to their quality, which is what makes me hesitant. But I will be keeping an eye on this. I'll probably have a report in about a year, see how I feel about it, but it wasn't necessarily cheap, so hopefully it's not cheap. I hope this lasts me a long time, and I have no issues with it. Fingers crossed. Though, again, I am using it in kind of a... I have to be careful with it. I think I'm going to be using it in a way that's... I'm not going to say not intended, but I am using it in a kind of, like, stressing sense, if that makes sense. Like, I'm going to be moving it a lot, and I don't know if you're supposed to be. I don't know if you're supposed to be moving this a lot. I don't have it dedicated to a space at the moment. Ideally, I should have a desk that has this screen always where it's supposed to be, which is directly in front of me. But right now, I don't have that. Right now, I don't have that. Ideally, I'd want this screen directly in front of me, my main gaming screen a little bit above it, like just above it, and then my keyboard in front of everything else in on a shelf. That would be what I would want, but I don't have the space for that. So right now, what I have to do is this doesn't sit where it is right now. I move it to here when I want to draw, and then I'm trying to talk. Do you mind? I'm trying to talk. Huh? We were talking about the different that every cat embodies some element of the seven deadly sins, and my cat is definitely pride. My cat is definitely pride. He's so goddamn proud it pisses me off. What? Because he likes to act like he's very brave, and then he's the biggest baby. But I love him. Don't worry. Okay. Okay. I don't remember what I was talking about. I don't remember what I was talking about. What, bud? Why? Why? What? What's funny is if I was gonna be smart about this, I should have drawn the Protoceratops and the Velociraptor on two different layers, but I'm kind of just treating this as like a what it is, right? Like I'm just going for it and drawing it exactly the way, just like as a piece of regular graphite art, honestly. And I've really gotten into rendering though, like really gotten into rendering. I don't know. It's just the pipeline, I think. You just like start practicing better rendering and you're like, why was I doing this before? So much of art is why wasn't I doing this before? that is like that is a huge element of developing art, I think, is realizing why wasn't I doing this before? Like you're just like I could have been doing it this way? Why wasn't I? And you're like, well, c'est la vie, I guess. I will say this is so much more comfortable. The only thing that's uncomfortable about it is actually the way that I use it when it's not directly in front of me. I think I just have to get used to it, but I do it like palette style. I set it up. Typically, this monitor should be set up vertically. So I will have it vertically oriented when I'm not super into a piece. That is my intent. Dude, this came out actually just in time because I was like on the fence whether or not I was going to do one more piece of art for the Millennia video, and now I will. Now I actually will. That Millennia video is going to have the most production value of any video I've ever made, and I'm super excited for it. It's almost done, guys, I promise. I'm like right at the end of I'm almost to post-production, and as soon as I get to post-production, all I got to do is two more things. I have to draw one more picture to get into post-production, and then I got to make one more thing, which is also kind of ambitious, but hopefully a little bit more easier to do. Because at this point, everything that I do is on some level going to be practicing my capability to do something. And one of the things I've been doing more with my, my videos is I have an outro that I compose or produce, just like a little song. It's never big, it's never going to be big. It's just going to be a little song based on a melody that I found. Like I don't even know if it's a melody of something that exists. It's just a melody that I've settled on that I was like, it's got to be something. So I just had to produce that song and then make the outro, and then bingo bango, we done. I might the and then the only other thing I gotta do, which is 8,000 times easier, that I might also use that same ending song on, is, well, I'll actually post the Millennia video as soon as possible, and then it should take fathomably less time to make the other video out of that Millennia video, because it's gonna have absolutely no editing in it almost at all. Like, it's not. You'll see. It's supposed to be, amongst other things, the spiritual successor to that Artorias video. So I'm gonna have two videos that come out when the Millennia video comes out. The video of the Millennia process, and then the video of the final fight, just in full, so that way people can see it if they really want to see it. Because I like stuff like that. And I will give I love the Artorias fight, but I will give credit to the Melania fight. The Melania fight is a much better fight to watch, I think. But fuck is it long. It's like a that fight took me like 8 to 10 minutes. It's a long fight if you fight it the way that I fought it. She's not a short fight. She's not. She's an intense fight for the entire thing for me, but she's not a short fight at all. Even a little bit. She wasn't for me. She was a bitch. Oh my god. Guys, why didn't I have a screen like this sooner? Guys, why didn't I have a screen like this sooner? Guys, when this screen dies, I have to get another one. That's the answer. Please pray for my computer that it doesn't die soon. Please. This is exactly the kind of shit that I need to be able to finally be like, I'm doing it. I'm fucking doing it. Ugh. This looks so good already compared to anything I've done. I feel like this is already 8,000 times better than almost anything I've done ever. I think so, anyways. I don't know. So cool. This looks so good. Goddamn. Uh, Hell yes. I'm so excited to see how this final product comes out. Because again, I think I'm very glad that this is the first thing I drew with it. Actually, you know, if you were here, if you noticed, I was a little bit anxious. I was a little bit like, I don't know, this might be too hard for me. And I'm like, no, no, I've got this. No, I'm doing it. I've definitely got this. Oops. I've definitely got this though. I've got this drawing in the bag. In the big. Oops. Might not need that anymore. We'll see. Oops. Don't worry about what I just did. Don't worry about why I just did that. gonna do? Kind of erase this out. This got too dark too fast. Something like that. Dude, I'm beside myself, I won't lie. I'm, in a lot of ways, super excited and super, anxious, as anyone should be, for the next year, because if I'm making stuff like this now, as long as I can keep making stuff, I do want to know what the next year looks like. I do. Because, like, holy crap. I at least did something. I think I've at least gotten somewhere. And honestly, a shout out to everyone who's supported me up to this point, because goddamn. I appreciate y'all. Not to sound too much like a grandpa or a grizzled dad, like, yeah, life is not easy. Life has never been easy, but I didn't give up, and I'm glad I didn't. And I don't see me giving up anytime soon yet. Feel like a fool if I gave up now. For my own sake. And that's what's important, I think. If you're ever in that spot, never try to make the excuse because of someone else. Make it always for yourself. You know? Like, make sure it's for you, no matter what. If it's something or someone, it still is for you. Make sure that you remind yourself that you matter. Whatever you want matters, and yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's all I gotta say. The things you care about, things you give a shit about, are worth always giving a shit about. Especially unless they're to, of course, hurt someone else. No, I wouldn't support that, but that'd be the only thing. Don't hurt people. Don't hurt people, and the things you care about matter. They do. You genuinely care about it. They matter. Let anyone ever think that the things you care about don't matter. You care about them more than anyone else. In however you care about them. Now, this is where I'm kind of running into an interesting dilemma. I think I leave this like this, right? Yeah, I think I leave it like that. I might build out those wings a little bit more, but I leave them like that. Now, here's the thing. There's been a lot of, debate on whether or not these exist. Oops, they're not supposed to be that one. But, maybe Proceratops and a lot of ceratopsids had, almost a weird kind of, proto-tail feather fan, but there's a lot of debate on whether or not that's valid. At least last I heard about it. Maybe it's been consensus for a while. I don't know. I mean, that's the thing, is, there's never a consensus when it comes to paleo. Paleo consensus is partly why I love it. I love dinosaurs. I love prehistoric animals, and I love the drama. I don't necessarily engage with it, but there is something a little bit fun about how much drama surrounds paleo constantly. It's so much drama. People are always arguing over things in such a way in science that feel like you shouldn't, but paleo does. At least in my experience. Again, like, I don't know. I feel like paleontology is always, not always, but like oftentimes filled with this weird, because sometimes paleo is treated as like a rock star science, no pun intended. Like, oh, you the paleontologist, you know all the big dinosaurs. You found this dead creature that's like never been discovered before. And you got the biggest dinosaur. You got the dinosaur that has the most complete heart. Like, you know, it's kind of like you're the cool guy if you found something nobody ever has found. That's a lot of paleo, and people fight over that all the time. Like, and I love drama. I love drama like that. I love petty drama that's entertaining. I don't like petty drama when it actually results in bad science, except for when it's funny and people have realized that it's bad science, or when people get hurt. Obviously, I don't like that. But like the Bone Wars to this day is unending amounts of entertainment because it's like they got so fucking into it and so personal. Like, for me, the reason why I find it entertaining is ultimately science is not personal. Should not be personal, but people are people, so people are going to make it personal. But for me to be able to cope with that, I just find it funny when people take science way too personally. I'm just like, science should not be taken personally. You should not take science personally. But paleo has a lot of accounts, though probably any field of science has its fun accounts of people making science about themselves and not making science about the science. Every science, I think, probably has that. It's just funny that the paleontological side gets so competitive sometimes. It's hilarious to me. Like, things like I remembered when people were starting to talk about ceratopsids having that kind of like the butt quills. I'm just going to call them what they are, the butt quills. Um, and then there were people who were like, those aren't butt quills. It's just like probably muscle tissue or something. Like, and it's like I'm sitting here like I don't know. The butt quills either the butt quills look kind of cool or the butt quills look kind of dumb. Like, you know, I'm neither here nor there. I'm an artist first. I'm sorry. I'm gonna draw what looks cool. What looks cool and at least is like based in some kind of scientific discussion. Like, I'm gonna try to keep up with that, maybe a little bit better than I used to. But I'm gonna work off of what I know that is at least founded on some kind of reasoning due to some study that I've at least done in the past. I'm not gonna necessarily be like I'm gonna make it all up. I'm gonna do what looks probably the most correct from an aesthetic standpoint through the lens of at least some logical reasoning. That's always what how I approach my science illustration. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to I don't think I'm going to use any other brushes. I think I'm just going to use graphite on this because I really like how it's coming out. And this back here is just the other leg. Yeah, we're gonna do this maybe. Because really, I just need to just get it in there because it's not even gonna be in shot anywhere. I don't think I'm gonna put the other leg anywhere. It's gonna be like folded up and back, so you can't even really see it from the other side of the body. It's not gonna be a detail that you're really gonna pick up on. Oh my god. God damn, this feels good to use. Holy crap, this feels really good to use. I cannot overstate how nice it is to use this drawing tablet. Well, I can't go back now. I'm sold. They've got my credit card information now, and I don't got a credit card. Yeah, this is really, really good. I'm sold. I'm sold. And like, if I don't finish this today, I'll definitely finish it next time, I think. Especially if I give myself a little bit more time. And what I'm really going for here is to kind of show where my inspiration comes from. My inspiration for a lot of dinosaur art comes from this kind of, 80s, 90s growing up with those those really, 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 really kind of detailed, soft graphite dinosaur illustrations that I grew up with. They were everywhere. I don't know if they were one artist, if they were a common style, but there was a lot of graphite art of dinosaurs when I was growing up. And it's all incredible. It's all so good. It's some of my favorite art out there. It looks so nice. God damn. God damn. God damn. And it's one of my favorite fossils of all time. This is my comeback. Holy shit. I have drawn this. I've definitely drew this like in high school, I believe, a long, long time ago. This is like this is like that, and that's like nothing compared to this, in my opinion. Like, holy crud. Oops, the window button. I think what's helped me a lot recently is actually doing those Doing the stream doing the stream intro drawings has helped me a lot with utilizing both this brush and utilizing texturing. As I pointed out a lot recently, texturing is something I've really gotten into. Like I didn't used to do texturing as much as I did, and something about very recently I've really internalized like how to put something down and just buh, like layer it. I've really figured out layering, I think, on my end, which is not easy. Layering can be hard. Right. This a little bit. Give it a little bit more of a needled look because Velociraptor has like a bit of a needled head. If anything, it probably needs to be a little bit longer. More out here-ish. Yeah, God, that's so cool. So this needs to be more hooked up this way, maybe? Because he's got like Velociraptor has like a kind of like it's hard to explain. It's still needle. It's like very bird-like. He's still got a very bird-like head, but hard to explain. Eh, like that. This probably needs to be used a little bit too much media here. Goddamn, though. Goddamn, though. I'm really happy with how this is coming out already. Playlist is so silly. I love it. I love the random Jeff Goldblum and Malcolm saying life finds a way out of nowhere. It's just like, just really liked how I've been using my eraser in this to just kind of like go back through and re-add definition to things. So like clean up lines and make lines more defined. It's worked really well. Was not expecting it to, actually. Not that well, anyways. That just the way, though. So cool. I actually don't know when um this fossil was discovered. I want to say it was discovered the year I was born. I think it was 1993. Let me look up some dino facts of the fighting dinosaurs. Oh, never mind. I was definitely not alive. 1971. I mean, it wasn't that, wasn't it? It was, I think, found by one of my favorite paleontologists. No, it wasn't. Huh. And I can't remember his name either. I would have recognized his name. Because I liked that paleontologist. Honestly, that paleontologist is a bit inspirational to me specifically because allegedly is like Alexander something. But his whole thing was like he wasn't a paleontologist for a long time, and then he just worked. I think he found some of the first dinosaur eggs. But he was not a paleontologist. He just got a job at a museum, and they were, and I don't remember the details, but he went on a dig to Mongolia and was found some of the first clutches of dinosaur eggs, like in a clutch, or like, you know, if they had found dinosaur eggs before, not in the condition that they were in Mongolia, as well as I believe maybe described Oviraptor and uh, uh, Velociraptor, and launched a super good, super good, career into paleontology off of it. So, but it's such a cool. It's one of my favorite. This is one of my favorite fossils, and I don't think it was described by him. It was his name was Alexander something. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. Let's see if I can go to Velociraptor. See, that was Osborne, but I don't think it was Osborne. Was it? No, that doesn't sound familiar. I mean, Osborne sounds familiar, but not the name that I'm thinking of. Well, Osborne also described Oviraptor. Maybe it was Alexander Osborne. That doesn't sound right, though. Maybe it was Osborne something else. Roy Chapman Andrews. I think it was Roy Chapman Andrews. Maybe it was. No. Maybe he was. No. Because the whole thing about the guy that I liked was that he actually didn't start off as a paleontologist. He just kind of got roped into paleontology. I don't know. I can't remember. Maybe it was Osborne. The Roy Chapman Andrews sounds familiar. Henry Field Osborne does not sound familiar. No, it wasn't Osborne. Though he is cool too. Maybe it was maybe it was Roy Chapman Andrews. Let me see if I can find that egg. Let me see if I can find that egg fossil. Boy, that's gonna kill me. I don't remember the guy's name. I'm so bad with names, man. I just don't retain names. I don't know why. I'm so bad at it. Well, one of my favorite childhood heroes disintegrated to dust in my memory. No, I don't really remember. That sucks. Clark. That doesn't seem right either. Maybe he was? That looks familiar. I feel like he was an older guy. Who's Clark? Clark looks familiar. Damn it, Wikipedia, give me a goddamn link. You just have the name Clark and nothing else. I could find, like, that fossil, but... Because, like, there was a super famous fossil of a oviraptor guarding her eggs that I believe was found by this guy. Which is another one of my favorite fossils of all time. Oh, right, they thought they were stealing the eggs, but it actually turned out it was protecting the eggs. But originally they thought they were stealing the eggs. And I can't remember who found that fossil. Might have been Roy Chapman Andrews, huh? Bah, I don't remember. It might have been Roy Chapman Andrews. That feels familiar to me. He taught himself taxidermy. After graduating, applied work at... He so much wanted to work there after being told there were no openings. Andrew accepted a job as a janitor. It was Andrew. It was Roy Chapman Andrew. So, here's his thing. He went to school at Beloit College, and then he wanted to work at the American Museum of Natural History in New York. And he wanted to work there a lot, but he was told that there were no openings, that eventually he just accepted a job as a janitor in the taxidermy department and began collecting specimens for the museum. In the next few years, he worked and studied simultaneously, earning a master's degree. A master's of art degree in mammalogy from Columbia University, and then joined the Explorers Club in 1908. Never die on your dreams. This man is something I aspire to, because he went to school and got his degree, and then wanted to go into something that he was just denied for a long time, until the point that his only in was literally mopping the fucking floors. Like, I'm gonna need to start another list. I have a lot of lists in my life, but Roy Chapman Andrews, absolutely. Like, he is for me the aspiring paleontologist that I really am for anything that I do. Like, ground floor, he went for a career and was all intents and purposes denied it until he got it, because he didn't give up. Because He literally was like, I'll fucking mop the floors. I'll do it. Then he became an incredibly famous paleontologist and naturalist. Like, sometimes that's what it takes. Super cool, man. Roy Chapman Andrews. I knew it was Andrews something. I knew Andrews was in the... What did I? No, I said Alexander. God damn it. But it was Andrews. I was thinking of Roy Chapman Andrews is who I was thinking of. One of my favorites. One of my favorite people. Ever. Ever. Ever, ever. And now it's 11:50. I'll probably have to call it here soon. I said I want to hit 2 hours. I do want to hit 2 hours on the clock. So it'll probably be, yeah, I'll probably finish up 12:10. And yeah, don't give up on your dreams. Keep at if you enjoy doing something, keep at it. Just keep doing it. And there'll even be times of it where it fucking sucks. Fucking sucks. I'm not gonna say this has always been, you know, lollipops and sunshine, but as cliche as that even sounds, like, no, it'll suck. It'll suck so bad sometimes. Can't give up now. Why would I? I would disappoint Mr. Andrews. What? Just binged? Okay, that's fine. What the fuck? Why am I getting throttled right now? What just happened? I think we're good. That was weird. Something made a badoing sound, and then I noticed I was getting throttled, and I don't know why. As long as it never kills the stream, honestly, I don't care. But it was still weird. And it was like a device disconnect. But the mic is still working. Headphones are still working. Mouse is still working. Keyboard? You okay? Yeah, keyboard's fine. I hope it was nothing bad. Now I'm super paranoid. I'm super paranoid. Yeah, I don't know what happened. This foot right here is gonna be the fucking pits, though. God. This foot right here, I'm not quite 100% sure what to do about it, so I'm just gonna keep working at it until I'm happy with the way it works. And that might not never happen, but we'll see. Ain't that just the way with art sometimes? You're just like, what do I do with it? What do I do with it? I don't know. You just gotta work at it until something. Until something. I just gotta work at it until something. Answer. But guys, I want a summary. I want to give you a summary of the last 6 months. Where we're at now, and why I'm like, it's gonna be okay. Internet, having problems. Should be fixed now. We're on fiber. Had that weird hiccup. Don't know what that was about. Gonna keep an eye on it. Still, it's been a month and a half. Haven't lost stream. Haven't had to do a stream repair. Laptop. Was running into issues with the touchscreen until ultimately it failed on me. I have a drawing screen and look at what I've made. Should be good. Gardic phone, getting to a point where I'm able to apply my boundaries consistently. And I'm going to say it. If you're here and you join for Gardic stream, I absolutely encourage you to join. Have a good time. You try to ruin it, I ain't wasting my time with you. That's a fact. And I think I have every right to say that. Anyone who makes Gardic phone or does art or does anything has the right to say that. Respect yourself and your boundaries, and do not bend to people who aren't there to enrich the experience. And finally, I've got something going on. And as far as like side stuff, and whilst it is now, I need to figure out where I want to go with the rest of my art, the rest of my time. It's there, and we're just gonna move on with life. Otherwise, this is a good. This is a good. I can definitively say. Definitively. If I'm making stuff like this now, I ain't got no other direction than vertical to go. Ain't no horizontal in this place. I don't even know what that would mean. But I think as like just a start, as a practice image that I've made, this is practice. This was a test. I'll finish it. I'm gonna finish the test because it's a really good image that I started. But if this is my test image, I'm excited for what I work on next. I hope you are too out there. Promising. And I can't say like just this is just fun to interface with. It feels really, really nice and really, really good. Really, really nice. Feel nice. And as I am, I'll probably switch between subjects, but I was kind of like, ping-ponging against a couple of different styles, and this definitely is a style of illustration that I'm both very fond of and enjoy doing and want to do more for specifically things like this if I'm doing very like naturalist art. I something about the graphite pencil works really good for naturalist art. I don't know why. It's always satisfying to look at, it's always satisfying to do. I don't know why. It's just very textury, I think, is what it is. And this might be the example, the best example of my actual paleo art, naturalist art background. This is where I come from. This is where I come from for all of my art, regardless of the subject. It's weird to say. Every time I come back to this, every time I come back to drawing, I feel like I've always been serious. I feel like I've always been serious just from my own perspective. But I hope, if nothing else, I hope out there people realize that I am serious about all the things I do. I no longer am really joking. I kind of want to. There's even like some branding stuff that I currently have that I don't ever think I'll erase it, but I definitely want to change it. Like, I definitely want to change the stream intro to be still the like less serious stuff. Like, I do want it to be something silly, but I don't want it to be like as grating as I think it is right now. I definitely want it to show that I am serious about the things that I like and the things that I do. Or at least be something that's a little bit more approachable, maybe a little bit more indicative of the kind of sense of humor that I even have right now. But then again, I mean, it is indicative of the sense of humor that I still have. I still make booty jokes. But I'm not that kind of guy. Really, I'm not. I don't want to, like... I want to do better about making it clear that your first impression is actually a much more accurate interpretation of what to be in store for, which I wouldn't say what I have right now is the most accurate. I wouldn't say it's like the outside of the dartboard, but it's not the center either. It's one element of my sense of humor and my sense of personality, but it's not the only thing I do. That's for damn sure. It's not my only sense of humor. And it's not my only sense of creativity. That's for dang sure. God, it's gonna be hard for me to stop. This is so good. This is so good right now. I don't want to stop. But this is a very, very good start. Like, holy crap. Holy crap, this is a good start. To everything. This is a sign. This right here is a start. Got through a pretty rough time. I got through a pretty rough time. And I'm not going to say it's not going to get rough again. That's something I've gotten better about, is reminding myself that if it gets rough again, it's going to get rough again. But I got through this rough period. And I hope anybody else out there, if you're going through a rough period in your life, you make it through. Every time I've been here, it's always been worth it. I'm not even going to say it's not going to immediately get rough again. It might. I won't lie. But at least I got through the last roughest time. And I hope that now is indicative of a time that things aren't as rough. I do think that things are not going to be as rough for a while. They're not going to get rough again. Hopefully not immediately anyways. Though, ain't life just a stinker. I can't guarantee that. But at least what I was struggling with for a while there, it's not going to be a thing anymore. Which is nice. It'll be a nice bit of relaxation and brevity from something that was stressing me for a while. That is, just a fact and a facet that I was dealing with some bullshit. And some bullshit happened. But I'm past it. I think I'm largely past it. No buts. I'm glad. Get past whatever BS you're dealing with right now. You can. Not only should you, but you can. Like everyone can. No matter what. And it is BS. If you're dealing or struggling or having something to deal with that you think is BS, it is BS. It always is BS. It will always be BS. The things that you're dealing with are always going to be BS. Bullshit happens. But also, flip side, bullshit happens. Punch it back. When bullshit hits you in the face, punch it back. Always. As a wise man said, and he is wise for saying this, Mr. Savage, nobody likes a quitter. Take the 8 count take the 8 count, get back up, fight again. That's an important thing. That's an important thing, again, that I don't think people notice with that quote even, is he specifies, take your count. Make sure to take the count. Don't get straight back into it. Make sure to, if you get socked in the jaw and knocked down, don't immediately stand back up. But don't quit. Take the breather that you need to get back into it. But don't let that breather be forever. No. Being knocked down happens. Did you get back up, and did you do it so that way you're ready? Make sure you're ready to fight, but don't wait forever on it either. Otherwise, you will. Boy, I wasn't expecting the music to hit that so hard, so. Yeah. Don't quit. Never quit. If you care about something, never quit. Give a shit about something, don't quit. That's all I gotta say. Give up on the things you give a shit about, especially if they make the world better for you and anyone around. Don't give up on the world being better just because the world sucks eggs. That's kind of what makes us lucky as people, is when the world sucks, we have the opportunity to make it better. We do. We do. I preach that. And I mean that. Every ounce and every syllable that I just uttered. When life sucks, you can make it better. You can. It'll suck. It'll suck all of the balls on the planet. You can make it better. Period. It'll be hard. It'll suck. But you can. Everyone can. I think everyone can. And everyone should. Everyone should. Try to make the world a little bit better. Don't let somebody dictate what you need to do to make the world better. Let them worry about that and ignore them if they put it on you for that. But you gotta try. Everyone's gotta try. Alright. It's 12:10. I gotta get ready. And I gotta be responsible for myself. But hot damn. Hot damn. I'm glad. Hot damn, I'm glad I'm back. Every time I come back, it's better. It is. Anytime. This is the first time, maybe, that I did take that proper 8, where I did wait. I waited to make sure I was ready. But I didn't wait forever, and I did take the steps to get myself back up. That's an important skill. It's not easy to learn, but it's an important skill. You can learn it. I recommend it. Let's see, where do I want to put my... Also, it's funny. This is Cambrian themed, and I'm like, I love this. This is just good ass music. I don't know what makes it Cambrian themed, but I like it a lot. On one hand, part of me should just make this and be done with it as far as like this kind of like signature part where I do my quote unquote brand, but I actually think this is something that I'm kind of bad about, but it does give me a little bit of a benefit anyways that I should keep doing it the way that I do it. One, it allows me to actually develop it and gives me practice to be able to make it. And that's one thing. I think there's something to be said that if you need to make an asset for an asset, that's good. But I do think there are certain assets that if you do them repetitively like this, that you should keep doing them repetitively. Make sure that you're giving yourself the practice to both be able to do it and apply it to other things, and you never know when you need to improve something, in my opinion. You'll never know that. You'll never know when you find a better way to do something unless you do stuff like that. God damn. I haven't heard this playlist, by the way, this album in a long time, and I'm glad I'm hearing it now. It's really good. One thing I've learned with drawing letter fonts is you want to keep things somewhat consistent. As far as like line direction. What's funny is as bad as my handwriting has always been, I've kind of gotten into a calligraphy. I like doing a nice calligraphy when I can get around to it. It's not my best discipline, but it's something that I enjoy doing when I actually do it. And I think what we do is we go like here-ish for now, and then I might move those around. We'll see. Oh no! I ruined it! Oh no! I ruined it again! I turned into Mr. Binks. I guess. I don't know. I don't know if Mr. Binks is a boy or a girl. Calling him Mr. Binks is very funny. Calling them Mr. Binks is very funny. Alright. I think I call it there. Oh boy! Oh boy. How exciting. Genuinely how exciting. So, yeah. I'm gonna call it there. I'm gonna call it there. I had a good time. I had a great time. I'm glad that I was able to work on that. This is super good. And I'm excited to work on this more and work on more projects and just see what happens next. So, I'm going to start closing down the stream. And before we do, at the end of every stream, we're going to do something together that you guys could participate in. I'm opening up Bing Create, which is an image generator. And at the end of every stream, I utilize whatever chat says as a reference for the Bing prompt. And then I share that image right before we raid out. So if you want to participate, start typing now, and I'll utilize whatever you say. Get us started. Gushing about their new drawing tablet. And I think I know what the second half will be, but I'll give you guys a second if you want to add to it. Yeah. I think I'm always going to shoot for a little bit over 2 hours in the morning when I can squeeze it. And you know what? I'll give myself some patience. If I'm like fucking dead, if I'm just dead, I either won't stream or we'll start later and it'll just be like an hour. Because that's the thing, is I founded this on VODs that weren't 3 to 5, it weren't 5 hours long. 5-hour VODs, I would rather it be shorter anyways. I can get this back down to 1.5 to 3 hour VODs, 4-hour VODs max. They could be happy with that. I'd be really satisfied with that. I would be. That would work much better for me, I think, in the long run. Both for my kind of processes and just how I am. Gushing about their new drawing tablet to their childhood hero, Mr. Roy Chapman Andrews, as he dusts off those old dusty bones on his table. I don't know if they'll take this. Surely Roy Chapman Andrews isn't copy. You can't copyright a formal name. Perfect. So stick around to the very end. I also do a bit of closing bit, and we do raid after every stream, so that way the Daywalkers in our chat can keep watching. Just everybody else out there, make sure to go unlock your doors and windows. Boy, it took me a second there. I was processing. Go unlock your doors and windows. It's no longer lunchtime for Daywalkers. And thank you for joining, everybody. Hope you had a good time and you enjoyed the show. If you're able to join the live show, thank you for stopping by and chatting and watching. If you're watching this in the future, thank you for taking the time to go back and rewatching the VOD. We appreciate it. If you're out there and you enjoyed this and you want to see more of what we're up to, I recommend scrolling down below and following, or clicking any of the links. There's a link to an Instagram, a Facebook, a Twitter, and a Discord. We post when we go live on any one of those platforms, as well as anything else that we're up to, and just generally you can come hang out with the rest of the community there. It's a good time on the Discord. Speaking of which, a shout out to our community there and everyone who follows. You guys are a wonderful audience and we appreciate you. If we do anything particularly entertaining or noteworthy, feel free to clip it and share it on the internet. Just make sure to also hashtag it with MCCanary or link it back to the stream so people can find more of the good stuff we do here. And as always, if you want to see the stream grow, you gotta let people know. I appreciate that people have been talking about the stream, and I encourage you guys to do it more. It helps us out, and it's just a really cool thing that you guys have been doing. So yeah, if you want to be a cool guy and help the stream out, tell people about the stream. I won't. And as always, a huge thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon and Twitch. Your generosity allows us to continue to expand the stream as well as take on more projects, and the stream would not be made possible without viewers like you. So we thank you. If you want to see your name added to this list, as well as a couple of the benefits you could get, you could always subscribe directly on Twitch or check out the Patreon page here. It'll show you everything that you can get, and any amount is always appreciated. Once again, thank you. And thank you to Amounts doing a wonderful job holding back the robot army and friend of becoming famous. Thank you everybody for coming and hanging out. Hope you had a good time. Hope you liked the dumb dinosaur I drew. It came out really good, and I'm excited to finish it. I think it's going to come out really, really good. So, I'll get you through housekeeping and get you on your way. Check out the rest of my friends in Goblin Entertainment. That link tree has a link to all of my friends' channels in our network, and everything that they've done and they've been up to, and you can find the rest of my stuff here. I have my own link tree that has everything that I post to, such as a VOD channel for the Twitch, as well as a YouTube for my own videos, an art station for my art, a SoundCloud for my music, and much, much more. So go check everybody out in Goblin Entertainment. Alright, stick around. We'll be heading over to Carnage. He's streaming. He's friends with a lot of the other VTubers I've been talking to. So we'll say hi to him. See if he wants to. But let's go say hi to Carnage. So stick around for that. Otherwise, have a good afternoon. Hey, you. Glad I checked it. Try one more time. Nope. Well, I'll go ahead. I'll go to somebody else. I'm glad I checked that. Psych! Tria just started. Tria just started. I guess we're gonna go say hi to Tria. So stick around for that. Otherwise, have a good afternoon. Take it easy. And remember, don't give up. You care about something, or you're working on something. Keep working on it. Really. And if you can find people who are going to support you, that helps a lot too. Like, just generally. Just generally. I'm not saying, like, fiscally, though it helps. Find people who support you. Whatever you do. It helps a ton. It helps a ton. Now I'm gonna go. I've got the shakes. Just occurred to me that I have the shakes. I gotta go eat something, guys. I gotta go eat something. And wow. Apparently Roy Chapman Andrews is the one showing me how to use the honestly, he probably knows how to draw better than I do. Oh, look at how cute I am! I like that it didn't know what bones. It didn't know what